Welcome to the Shootin' the Q podcast presented by Heath Riles Barbecue with tips, tricks, and an inside look at some of the top pitmasters in the game. Now here's your host, Heath Riles.
Welcome back to another episode of Shootin' the Q. Today I'm joined by my lovely wife Candace and two of our good friends, Mr. Bryce Wardlaw and Michael Murphy, who are both Olive Branch K-9 police officers. How are y'all gentlemen doing today?
Doing very good. Thank you for having us today.
Good. Thank you.
You sounding deep over there.
I know, I'm trying to, man.
Trying to beef up.
Trying to.
I think, Bryce, so you're not out in the field anymore, are you? Or
Correct.
are you?
Mine, he just retired.
Yeah.
So he just retired, so now I'm just the captain over K-9 now.
Office job?
Unfortunately. Yeah. I try to get out there a little bit, though.
So how many dogs do y'all actually have in the K-9 unit of the police department?
Right now we have four. We have four. Three that are certified on the streets, and we have one that's about to go through school. And he's with Murphy right now.
So before we get too deep, I want to describe why we're doing this podcast because we didn't really touch on that yet. But so Heath and I recently, mainly Heath, picked a barrel pick. Do you want to talk about it?
So we went to Old Dominick and done a barrel pick, and we have figured that we wanted to do anything that we could do to give back to the community off money to be made off of this barrel once it's sold. So whatever is made off of this thing, we're going to donate to the police department fund for the K-9s. You know, and I don't know what y'all would need for that on that side. I know y'all looking to get some more vests and just general maintenance and things like that, but just our way of giving back to the community. And we're going to start these barrel picks and pairings with other people and other charities. And we just thought the first one would be cool to do something with the PD.
Yeah, so that's why you guys are here today, so we could talk about that. So just want to describe to the viewers the point of this podcast.
Well, that's awesome. We definitely appreciate that.
Yes.
And a lot of times, a lot of our viewers probably don't have an inside look of what a K-9 unit actually does or what it looks like inside a police department or day-to-day. So could y'all give us a rundown of your day-to-day or how K-9s actually make a valuable input into the community and to a police department?
Let you take that one.
Okay. So, and a lot of people don't understand it. Also, the K-9 is just not at work. It's at home. So our day starts way before we even have to come to shift because you got to get up to feed them before you come in because you got to feed them between an hour and a half, 2 hours before they get to work in case they get real active. But yeah, so you get up, feed them, you come to work, and then they're working on the streets just like everybody else. So the K-9 handlers usually have a little bit more freedom. They're not assigned to a specific shift. They're there to assist the patrol shifts or detectives or fugitive, whoever they need to help. And they'll go out there and just ride around and try to be proactive as possible.
And just to clarify for the people that don't know, so if you're a handler of a K-9, it's not just, like you said, at work. That K-9 lives with you, correct? At your house.
Yes. So when I used to joke around saying I would spend more time with my dog than I did my wife. And I was joking, but it's also true because you're with that dog 12, 13, 14 hours a day in a truck. Then they go home with you, so you're with that dog all day long. Yep.
So I have to ask this: has the dog ever come between you and your spouse at any time? Stood between y'all? Who do I choose? I work for him.
Thankfully, I haven't been in that situation. Mine hasn't done that, so that was good. But funny story. He's retired now, so he's in the house. He was laying down, and then my dad walked up to the door, and he knows my dad. But as soon as he saw my dad, I guess it was a shadow or something. Went absolutely nuts. Try to get him. I was like, oh, okay, he still got it.
So nobody's coming in the house, is that what you said?
Pretty much.
For sure. So how does one become a K-9 officer? If you're just a regular officer and you decide to do K-9, how does that work? Because a lot of people don't have experience with animals or dogs. So is there training courses you have to take, or is it just kind of you learn as you go situation, have to go to training school?
So we usually require a patrolman to be on the streets for a select amount of years before they're eligible to test. When we do have a position open, we have a selection process that they have to go through, which requires a physical fitness test, an oral interview, And then after that, they've got to complete a 10-week, 400-hour K-9 school, and it's a very intense training school that once they pass that and they get certified, then they're an official K-9 handler at that point.
Can you give us a little bit of insight of what that training process looks like?
So it's 5 days a week. We usually, depending on the weather, we usually start early morning hours because there's so much to cover. 400 hours sounds like a lot. 10 weeks sounds like a lot, but it's really not when it comes to training these dogs, because we train them to do so many different things. They are trained to track humans. They're trained to detect whether it's narcotics, explosives, electronics, whatever the case may be. And on top of that, for certification purposes, they've got to be trained in obedience and control. The handler's got to have absolute control over the dog, and that consists of hours and hours and hours of off-leash work so that the handler and the dog are on the same page when it comes to what the dog's required to do on the street. Certification kind of mimics the street training that we need. The dog team needs to be able to deploy on the street. So it sounds like it's a lot, but 400 hours is just kind of the tip of the iceberg when it comes to, because after that we're required to maintain 16 hours a month of training. So it doesn't just stop once K-9 school's over with. It's 16 hours a month minimum, and we surpass that easy. We average between 20 and 24 hours a month of K-9 training.
So do y'all have special, like I guess, exercises y'all run through here locally to keep that up?
Yes, sir, we do. We're very fortunate. We have an in-service or in-house training program. We actually, not only do we have an in-house training program, we actually train other agencies, Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee, all over. They will come and train with us. Not only do they train with us on Wednesdays, they also, which is our kind of the universal training day, they also come to our 10-week K-9 school as well. So,
oh wow! Mm-hmm. So is there? And I probably know the answer to this already. Y'all are not using English with the dogs. You're using a different language in commands.
That's a good question. So depending on what part of the country these dogs come from, if they're European Dutch dogs, we try to use Dutch commands. But what ends up happening, especially being down south, I can't speak for. We kind of integrate our own language into it as well, so it becomes a kind of a mixture of Dutch and Mississippi.
Dutch and Mississippi.
So yeah, but for the most part, it's that they know commands in their language already. A few commands. Some of them know very very little. Have very little training when they come over here. It just depends where you select them from. But if they come over here and they already are on Dutch commands or Czech commands, German commands, then we try to stick with those.
Is there a specific breed of dogs that you guys run, or is it several different breeds for different reasons?
So a lot of it depends on the dogs that are available when we do go to select. And we're not really breed specific when we go to pick. It just depends on like I said, what they have on hand. Right now we run Belgian Malinois for the most part, but we also have a Dutch Shepherd in the mix. So it depends on the needs of the department, and then at the same time the selection that's available when we go to pick.
So that would bring up another question for me. You said the need. Is there different needs for different styles of dogs within a department, per se, or area of the country? Yes, sir.
So these dogs are very versatile. They're awesome. We've trained dogs from anywhere from explosives, narcotics. Here recently, we've trained electronics detection dogs that are detecting hidden SD devices, SD cards, electronic devices, laptops, and whatnot for the
for cybersecurity,
for the internet crimes and whatnot. So we've also trained arson dogs to detect, for the fire marshals and whatnot. So bed bugs. That's another. I mean, you name it. You name
Bed
it.
bugs.
That they can detect it. Absolutely.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is a new one to me now.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think about the arson thing. I should have, but I didn't think about that. That's pretty slick too. So it could go to the contact point if somebody started that accelerant with gas or lighter fluid.
Absolutely.
Something like that.
So you talk about the selection process with them. Is there a typical age where you usually get them at? Like for them, are they normally a year old, older, younger, or it just kind of depends on what life they've had before or if they were just born into it, I guess?
A lot of it does depend on their maturity level, and we've gotten them as young as 11 months. Most of the time, year and a half is kind of ideal. They're out of the puppy stage or getting out of the puppy stage. But a lot of it depends. You've got some dogs that mature a lot sooner. So 10 months, we've got them as young as 10 months before. But ideally, year and a half. Year and a half is probably the best age range to start.
And what's the typical career span for a K-9 officer? Not officer, but
Most of them 7 to 10 years, depending on
Health
physical
and
health,
stuff,
joints, stuff like that. How long that holds up on them. But yeah, 7 to 10.
And do you guys usually try to, once you get a dog and train it, has there ever been a time, I guess, where you had to get rid of a dog, like, I guess is what I'm asking, and say, well, this isn't going to work, and maybe not give him, but he goes somewhere else and you have to get a new one to replace him or something like that?
We haven't, in our department, we haven't that I
Dealt with
know
that.
of. Now that we've had dogs come through the training program that,
Just didn't work out.
Yeah, they seem, when you go to select them, of course, different environment. They're at home when you go to these vendors to make the selection process. Then, you get them down south. They get into a different environment, and there's a lot of different factors that play a part of it, but they just don't end up working out. And we'll either work arrangements with another agency. Maybe they need them for something else. Maybe a lot of factors that determine whether or not we can adopt them up to another agency, or we have to send them back to the vendor. They just don't work out.
What's one of the best K-9 stories from each one of y'all that you got having to use a dog at work?
Well, it's kind of a funny one. I was actually the cover guy for this deployment, but the dog, he was one of our previous ones. He was a little wild. I say wild. He was just very aggressive. Let's just put it that way. He bit the suspect. He bit the handler. He bit an officer. He bit a detective. I think he bit 4 or 5 people on this one call. So that was one that always stands out to me, and I always talk about, because it's just he was just biting everybody.
Once he went to biting,
Yes.
he went to biting.
Yes.
Gosh.
Yep.
I can't think of one particular story that stands out. Now, my first dog, I got into K-9 in 2013. My first dog, that was pretty much the case on most of my deployments, is he was just trying to bite everybody. So it was more of a hold on and let's try to find the right person type deal. So there's a handful of those type of stories from him. I can't pick just one in particular, because there was a lot of days where we made it throughout the day without biting anybody that wasn't supposed to get bit. It was a good day. So
That's good. So what is the biggest use y'all have had with the K-9 of finding something locally here that you needed to, like the biggest drug bust or something like that? Because y'all have had some pretty interesting things on the interstate around here.
Yeah. So they're dual purpose. We talked about, like they find people, and then they find either narcotics or explosives. So the most use we get out of them is usually they'll track if we got to find somebody, but we get a lot of use out of like finding narcotics. Yeah.
So y'all had to use a dog the other day though, right down here, wasn't that?
Yes. Yep.
I
we
think
did.
wasn't
Find a person.
the chief and everybody out of town, because I got a phone call. It was like, why is there cops everywhere? And I'm like, I don't know. Let me make a phone call. And I called, and Josh and the chief was out of town. And I was like, hey, do y'all know what's going on over by the office? And he's like, I don't know. Let me make a phone call.
I said, you're the reason why we got those phone calls. Then
Yeah, probably so. I mean, everybody up here in the front office was asking me. I was out of town myself. We were somewhere.
just kidding.
I don't remember. I was in Bentonville, Arkansas.
Okay.
Actually, when that happened, yeah.
But yeah, they got some work in that day. It was hot. It was hot that day.
Yeah.
It's been very brutal, and that brings me to another question. How do y'all, with it being so hot sometimes during the summer, y'all probably have to leave the dog in the air conditioner as much as you can in the car. I know a lot of times you got a window down and all that. Does that affect the animals any with the heat and cold or anything like that?
I'll let you take that one.
So we try to keep the dog, especially obviously in the summer months, we try to keep them acclimated to weather as best as possible. Obviously, for safety reasons, we have a temperature monitoring system inside of our vehicles. We leave the air conditioning on. The vehicles are running. That system monitors the air temperature. If it gets above a preset number, it'll alert us and let us know that the temperature's raised inside the car, or there'll be some kind of malfunction. But we also don't want to keep them in frigid temperatures during the summer as well, because what ends up happening is if they're sitting in 55, 60-degree weather all day, when something does come up and we've got to deploy them in this heat, it's just like us. They're not acclimated, so it instantly puts them into shock. So we try to keep them acclimated. You want to keep them in a safe temperature, obviously, for the most part, but we also like to we exercise them a lot during the summer, for short amounts of time, just to keep them acclimated to that weather, so that they're not in shell shock when they have to get out and work, just like us.
Yeah, because that weather. I was in a class a couple years ago, and they came from out west, so they were training these dogs in like the altitude and stuff. Like, our dogs are in the best shape ever, like they're this heat, because they had to come down here to teach a class, and they were using their dogs as demos. Like, our dogs are gonna be fine because they've been training that altitude. Well, they didn't have the humidity up there. He said their dogs lasted maybe 5 minutes, and they were just smoked because of that humidity and the heat down here. It's
that makes a lot of sense. The humidity is different in the South than it is anywhere else.
Absolutely.
Yep. So, and those dogs, they were in great shape, but the humidity and heat it took them out. They had to go take a break after about 5 minutes.
So you said that your dog recently retired.
Yes.
So was that the only one that you ever worked with?
I had one previously, and it was a
previous.
Dutch Shepherd. Talking about the retirement, he had a medical issue with his front right leg, and that got him retired. Like the bone started like degenerating or disintegrating, I guess, in his front right elbow. So he walked with a little limp until the day he passed away, because he just got old. But it never slowed him down at all. He was still nuts. He bit me several times after he retired. Like he was one of those types. Yeah, he was nuts.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So when it comes time for them to retire, you as a handler get to make the decision if you would like to keep him and let him live out the rest of his life. Is that how that works?
So what we do, like if I'm the handler or whoever the handler is, they have the first option to retain him after he retires, to keep him at the house, and if not, it'll go to somebody else in the unit if they would rather have him. So.
And 9 out of 10 times, I'm sure that handler keeps the dog.
So, and how many dogs have you had throughout your career? I know that you help train a lot now, so there might have been several, but
I'm actually on my third dog now, and he just turned 9 last week. So, yeah.
Wow, he's getting up there too. Then
he is. You can't tell. I mean, on paper he's 9, but that's the only way you would know. He's got a little gray in his face, like I do. But
they say the same thing about me too. Little gray, but
but he's still 100 miles an hour.
But he's still you couldn't tell.
So how does it? We briefly talked about it, but does it affect? Both of you guys are married. Do your wives have any issues, or it's just a part of you? So they just know it's part of your family. And I know you have a small child, so is there ever an issue with the dog and the kid, or he's just trained and he loves your kid just like you do, probably?
Well, he really doesn't care. Like, thankfully, like, he doesn't care about anything. If as soon as he's out, he's looking for something still. But like, the good thing about him, he's social. So like, he could come in here right now, he wouldn't bother anybody. He just wants you to pet him. Yeah. Especially now being retired. But yeah, my wife, she can mess with him, and he's fine with her. But like my son, he doesn't really pay attention to him. He'll walk by him and doesn't even look at him. So
yeah, I mean, Yarko runs my house. That's his house. We just stay there. So he's there's no problem. I don't get a lot of visitors. I don't just because he's got a certain area of the house he's quarantined to. He runs the living room. I've got gates up so you can't get to the rest of the house, just because you got to keep an eye on him. I don't mind him staying in the house, but you definitely gotta be within ear and eye shot of him.
So if you're not home though, your wife, does he listen to your wife if he needs to, or he's just put up if you're not home?
He doesn't listen to anybody. He doesn't listen to me. No, he when I leave, yes, he's. I have a big kennel I store him in, and till I get back, I'm rarely ever gone. It's if we're not at work, we're usually at the house together. So he and I spend 23 hours a day together most of the time, which is it's just part of it. So.
In the bathroom staring at you.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah.
Like even with Flip, he's being retired. Where slowly he's adjusting to like he has come to the house when I'm there, but if I'm not there, he still has to be put up because he will destroy the entire house.
And so that's kind of something we didn't talk about that is probably a cost as well. So isn't it correct that when you have an active one, you do have to have a proper kennel outdoors for them to stay in? Isn't that correct?
Yep,
so that's a cost, I'm sure, that's incurred as well.
Yes.
Because those are, I'm sure, not cheap at all.
We actually, the department issues 10 by 10 foot by 10 foot outside kennel runs to keep them in because they still need room to.
Right.
They're work dogs, so they're even in the kennel. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not
sitting
active.
still.
They're just pacing back and forth.
It gives them room to burn off some of that energy, even when they're not at work.
We're actually going to put up a kennel after this. We do get done talking here. We got a new handler, so we got to go put his kennel up. So
well, you're just getting in lots of labor today.
I am.
You're talking about some stuff you were doing before you
know.
came. And
I'm definitely doing some work today.
Talking so much about animals and all this, do either one of y'all cook at home? Any barbecue at home? Any grilling out?
Oh yeah.
You don't do any?
I don't. I'm trying to get into it though, so that's why I was gonna I need grill recommendations.
Well, that's easy. Depends on what you want to do and how much money you want to spend. That's what I tell anybody. Depends on what you're looking to do. Yeah. I mean, if you could get really serious about me, you wind up spending $100,000 next week.
Yeah, I think I'm not that serious.
If you just want a novice backyard and you're going to grill every once in a while, I'll tell anybody go get a Weber kettle. I mean, $249, charcoal. That's
my go-to.
I mean, you can't beat it. I'm sorry for the money, and it's going to last 5 or 6 years if you take care of it and clean it out, or longer than that, 10 or 12 if you clean the ashes out. I mean, that's what ruins those grills is not cleaning the ash out of them, and letting them set in the moisture and they start rusting. But if you clean those grills out after you use them, you'll get 15 years out of that Weber kettle.
Very nice.
So do you have a grill at all?
I did. I don't have any more once we in the process of moving. I was just like, I'm gonna get something new. But I grew up every couple months, but nothing crazy.
And what about you? Do you have a grill? If so, do you have more than one?
Well, no, I mean, I'm
Just
a Weber
one?
guy. I've always,
Weber?
just old school
Do
charcoal.
pretty much anything.
2-3 times a week. I mean, I can't cook. That's the only thing I can do. I mean, I cook on a grill. I don't know how to even use a oven.
Probably steaks and chicken and.
That's all it is. That's all it
Protein.
is. That's all I know how to do. So.
I mean, that's how kind of all of us started out. Though. It was just you got to cook steak, or you're gonna cook chicken or chicken wings. Those are about the three main things that any man does. Is those three things, and then he graduates probably into smoking. If you get into anything else, a Boston butt or ribs, somebody tries that. But those are probably the most common 4 dishes that anybody tries. Is chicken, steak.
What are you guys' favorite local barbecue restaurant?
If you got one, you can go ahead. I'm gonna think on that.
I'm kind of torn. I've always been a big fan of Commissary, the Germantown Commissary restaurant. Yeah. I also like Memphis barbecue as well. I go to Commissary a lot more just because it's closer. Yeah. So if I had to pick one, it'd have to be Commissary.
Those deviled eggs are good.
That is a good one.
Yeah. You got to get them every
Banana
time.
pudding ain't bad. I mean, it is. Walker does a good job up there.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I might have to copy on that. Probably the Commissary. Yeah. It's good. Real good.
I haven't been to the newest location still. I've just always been to the.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't. You
One
went
time.
without me.
I thought you went one time.
No, I have not been to the newest
Pretty
location. But
The Alex Farms over there on Hacks. Have y'all been over there yet? It's really
I'm
good.
not. Where exactly is that?
It used to be another barbecue joint at one time. It's right over by
isn't that strip?
Tropical Smoothie and all that.
Okay.
But they're known for their smoked chicken salad.
Really?
Is what they're like really.
Is
really
it like
known
an
for.
actual eat-in place though?
Yes. Yes.
It is like you go in and
We've
order
been
and
in there. It used to be something else. Remember?
Yeah,
Evan?
but it used to be a barbecue place.
It still is a
it's-
barbecue place called Alex Farms.
Well, it
now.
used to not be called that though.
I have
don't
not
think.
tried
I know what
that.
you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, smoked chicken salad, and they said the wings, and it's supposed to be that, and the wings is like everybody talks about
Okay.
how good they are. They look really good on social media. I hadn't been over there either. I need to get over there.
So if you're
try
gonna go
that.
eat barbecue, what does that mean to you? Like, is it pulled pork? Is it ribs? Is it brisket? All of them, one or the other. What do you prefer?
Yeah, but usually it's what I usually get like the pulled pork. But when I hear like, oh, we're gonna do barbecue, it's either ribs and pulled pork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About you?
Yeah, it just depends. Most of the time it's ribs. Sometimes I'll be in a brisket mood. A lot of times
That's
it
what
just
I
depends.
get most places. I guess I'm burnt out on pork a little bit at this point in my life, so I find myself going to the brisket. But
Now, who's the best cook at the police department?
Well, we know it's not me.
I'm gonna have to say Deputy Chief Mutroni.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree
What's
with
the other officer's name that cooks? That cooks a lot? He's on patrol.
that. Trying to think.
I cannot think of his name. Tattooed arms and stuff like you.
The one that does the barbecue kind of Ford.
Yes,
Yep,
Ford. Ford.
Yep, he cooks.
I would say him. He cooks a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, he might cook more than Josh. He might, but Josh still does. He cooks a lot.
Ford's never fed me though, so I got to give it to Josh.
Well, now that you mentioned, I have had Ford's. He cooked before, and it was pretty tasty.
Now the ex-chief cooked all the time.
he did.
He still got one of them smokers.
Oh, okay.
Still using it.
so,
sure.
do y'all ever have? Well, I know y'all have cookouts, but I don't guess y'all ever have a contest amongst y'all to see who could cook better. Y'all should do that.
You know what?
if
That's a
don't.
good idea.
Yeah, it
We
is.
might have to bring that up. That sounds like a good idea.
We'll judge. I'm joking.
Even better. Even better.
We could
like
put a panel. We could put a panel together.
Yeah,
that
I
would
like
be really
that.
good.
Hey, that's what we need to do.
That would be a fun event.
Well, you know, our big goal, truthfully, is to we help with an event every year, and I don't know if I've told you all this. I know I've told Josh about it and the chief, but we help with an event every year in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, called When Pigs Fly, and they pair somebody like me up with somebody with a badge, and it may be police officers, it may be Marine Corps, it may be nurses, it may be firefighters, it might be what else? Tow truck drivers.
For
They
the
don't allow
first year,
them.
this year they included tow truck drivers
Because they're like first responders
they're-
too, you
yeah.
know. And so they doctors and Air Force and who else?
pretty much every military
Yeah,
branch.
anybody
is
with a badge,
represented,
basically.
and fire department, police
And they each
department,
get to
all.
choose a charity of their own, and then there's one main charity. So 50% of the money you raise goes to that charity, and 50% goes to the main charity that day. And they have a beer garden and a live band, and they give all the teams the same proteins, and it's up to that team to create something different
Oh,
than
that's
the rest
cool.
of the team. So everybody gets like a case of chicken and a case of pork tenderloins and other stuff, and you just make whatever dishes you want, and people just pays $10 to get in the door, and they eat all the food they want.
So the community are the judges.
Okay.
Yeah, the community's the judge, and they drop chips in
average
boxes
person.
and all that. And you
That's
just raise
awesome.
money, and so it would be 5 or 6 police officers on a team with me cooking and putting out dishes and talking, and 4 or 5 firefighters. And I thought to myself, it'd be pretty cool to bring that to DeSoto County
That would be.
and do Olive Branch, South Haven, Horn Lake, Hernando, get a group from each one. There's enough barbecue people in our area that we could probably have 50 teams between all the service people around different service people areas that we're in. I think that would be pretty cool to gear that up, and I think it would be some really
I think that would be great.
stiff competition between the police departments, fire departments, all that,
would be awesome.
You know, the hospitals, all that would be really, really cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun competition.
And we have a lot of great
think we need to
local
make it
charities here. A lot of great local charities.
Yes, that'd be. I think that's something we need to look into. Also, that'd be good.
It's a lot of stuff to go to. We'd have to find a big venue to do it at. It. You know, probably Snowden or somewhere would be the most central location.
And
for
it would be
everybody.
hard. So the one perk about that one, it's at an indoor venue, which
Okay.
sounds crazy because you're cooking on grills inside.
inside.
It's at the local college up there, but it's real smoky. But I
It
mean,
could be
it's
done in the
fine.
arena in 51 or
Yeah.
the new arena at Nesbitt or somewhere like that. But you basically do it in the wintertime when there's nothing else going on.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's
wants
how
to do it in the summertime because everybody's at the lake or
Right.
grilling out yourself. But the wintertime, there's not much to do in January or early February, right? So it engages the public in a cold months, and they come in, and it's warm in there. And smoke rises, and all those places have the proper ventilation systems. If they've got the right CFM fans in the ceiling, it works perfect every time.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
It would.
I like that.
But I thought about doing it early fall outside where you could
It'd be
really
nice to
make
do
it big.
outside. It just sucks if it decides to rain that day, but
Yeah.
it's hard to plan that far ahead. But can't
So that
help it.
would be a really good fundraiser to give back to the whole community. So
Maybe we can get that organized one day. I feel like we've talked about it for a little bit.
yeah,
But-
for sure. So what is what protein do you like to eat the most? Even if it's not smoked, what proteins do y'all eat the most?
Steak, got to be steak for me.
Got to be steak.
Yeah, probably steak. Yep. Probably 50-50 steak and chicken. Steak and chicken.
That's how I would say that if we took a national poll, I'm going to say most men are probably going to say steak.
Steak or beef in general?
Yeah.
I mean, you like burgers more than you like steaks. You said on
I
one
do.
podcast not long
I really do.
ago,
I could eat a
so-
burger more than I could a steak. But if I had to choose one
Speak
cut
for
of meat, it'd
yourself.
probably be a cut of beef that I could grind down or I could cook whole. Just because I'm mentally thinking that way.
So who's got the best burger in DeSoto County?
Good question.
Ooh, that is a great question. You know, I want to give it to Huey's, but I don't know. I wish we had more forward burger options here. There's really not. We don't have a
Right.
burger bar because I actually ate a burger bar yesterday in Jackson. That was really, really good. Smash burgers with bacon jam and
Oh, that's
all kind of crap. It was like really good before I left coming home yesterday down there. Hand cut fries, and I wish we had something like that up here. It's just totally different than what traditional. Like all of us grew up on Huey's around here. I'm sure y'all just like me.
Yep.
Well, I feel like hole in the wall, like mom and pop type places usually have really good ones, but I feel like we don't have a lot of that
I have
here.
it. I know. Best burger since Phillips closed in Holly Springs, and I was a Phillips man.
Yes.
100%. A lot of people didn't like it. Dorothy's Place out in Lamar, Mississippi, a convenience store. It's a soul food burger.
Really?
That's got to be the number one burger around. I will give it that right now. Yes, I wasn't thinking you said small mom and pop.
Well, that's what I think of when I try to think
Dorothy's
of
in
it.
Lamar. Okay.
in Lamar, convenience store. You call the number, call it in before you get there, 15, 20 minutes, pull up, and don't order a double. I'm going to warn you now, don't order a double. It's already a half-pound burger.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
So half-pound or more. It's hand-patted out. Ain't no press stuff. And it's real. I mean, that's...
I have to try
There used to be a
that,
place in
But
Olive
a
Branch
double,
that
you
was
can't fit
really
in your
good.
mouth. It's
Do you
a
remember?
double will be that thick.
Well, now I got to test that.
It's
now.
huge. I can't do it.
I
Do
can eat
y'all
a burger
remember
every
the
day.
place? Well, you might be too young because I know you're younger than me, but the Brown Bag Cafe off of Old 78.
Yes.
Did you ever eat a burger there when they were open?
I don't think I did.
They had a really good burger. I mean, it's no longer there. It hasn't been there for years,
Yeah.
but
And it was not Phillips, but
it was good. Did you ever even eat there?
yeah, back in the day.
It was pretty good.
You know,
I
I'm a
liked
little
that
older
place.
than you.
Oh, I know you're
I
older.
was
You're
around-
older than all of us, I'm
I was
sure.
around here when you were still in grade school.
Well, so we actually graduated
Yeah,
together.
we're the same age.
Really?
Yeah,
You
Olive
graduated
Branch,
from Olive Branch?
2004. Bryce is younger than us.
05.
So we're all Olive Branch in here except for you.
Yeah, and I'm in the 90s.
Just leave it at that, huh?
I mean, I graduated in 97.
Okay.
So I'll ask this: upon graduation, did y'all both? Was this what you thought you were going to do your whole life, or did you just end up doing this later on? You
This is
chose-
something I always wanted to do, but when I got out of high school, I went working for the family business. So I did that for a while, running heavy machinery
Yeah.
for a while. Let's run those loaders and grinders.
You probably still do a little bit on the side, don't you?
making that mulch. Yep.
What about
sure.
you?
I had no idea what I wanted to do out of high school. I was actually in college working at the GNC store in Olive Branch, and an Olive Branch officer came in. He would frequent in quite a bit, and we got to talking one day, and he asked me, did I ever consider being a police officer? And I said, seems like it's a fun job, but I never really thought about it. He said, why don't you come do a ride along? And after the first one, I was hooked, and
Wow.
ever since then, I'm going in year 20, so yeah. It's
Wow.
about 22 years ago.
Year 20?
Yeah.
Is that officer still around or
He
retired?
recently retired from the Memphis Police Department.
Okay.
So Yeah, but he'd been an officer probably around 28 years.
Wow.
That's a pretty cool story.
I actually thought about being a police officer a long time ago. You know, my dad was a police officer.
Okay.
And he was a coroner for 17 years. So I kind of grew up in all that.
You grew up in it. Yeah.
100%.
Did either of you have family members that were officers? No.
I did. Grandfather and then a great uncle, and they kind of tried to steer me away from it when I was younger. I remember them mostly using it as a scare tactic.
Yeah.
So it was nothing I was ever interested in growing up, and luckily a police officer kind of steered me in the right direction and made me make that call. I think I was 19 when I started doing ride-alongs with the police department. So as soon as I turned 21.
You're saying 20 years is what you've been in so far. I have to ask this question. In your opinion, what have you seen change for the good and for the worst in policing in the past 20 years?
Well, that's a tough question. A lot's changed. I can say that in 20 years. I think, obviously, coming to mind right now, one of the biggest things that's helped the police department, law enforcement in general, has been body cams, body worn cams. It's helped kind of provide a lot of transparency and also kind of open up everybody's eyes to what's going on. Because not only does it, tell the story of what happens, the general public can see these body cam videos, and with social media and things like that, it just kind of opens up everybody's eyes to what's going on. And I think it's helped on the law enforcement side. It's helped kind of provide transparency with us, and it's not a he said, she said anymore. It
can be cut and dry.
Happened. Absolutely.
And that can go either way depending on how that officer reacts to a situation. And we all know you have a split second to make those decisions, and sometimes they're not the best decisions, and you have to, live with those. And that's the unfortunate of that job, which is so sad about it. But I'm with you. A lot of that can be, if you just handle your side of it, the body cam will take care of the rest of it. All you got to do is just be respectful and courteous as much as you can.
Correct.
Well, there's a few other things that the officers do. Y'all do a big toy drive every year, correct?
Correct.
And y'all also do Shop with a Cop. And since I got y'all on here, I wanted to hit that thing. Tell us a little bit about the toy drive and the Shop with a Cop deal that y'all do every year.
All right. So the toy drive, we're welcoming anybody. As long as you got something that you want to give away to these kids, they're definitely appreciative of it, especially the families that aren't as fortunate that can provide the big stuff for the holidays and stuff like that. So yeah, the toy drive's big. That kind of rolls into Shop with a Cop, where we raise money for donations, or we get donations, and then they provide the money for these kids to go shopping at. We usually do it at Walmart or Target, both of them. And the Shop with a Cop one is probably one of my favorite PR ones, because we get to give back to the less fortunate. I don't want to say less fortunate, just the ones that aren't as what's the word I'm looking for? I guess it is going to be fortunate, but yeah, it's just able to give back to them, and it makes the kids happy because they get to go out there and they just, hey, y'all just go pick what you want.
Well, the kids are in a situation anyway that they did not put themselves in, no matter what you want to word it as.
Oh, yeah.
And at the end of the day, Christmas, you just want to make a kid smile.
Yep.
It does not matter what it costs you at the end of the day. You just want to make a kid smile.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yep.
And, it always is a bigger picture. The older I've gotten, if you can make kids smile, I mean, that's icing on the cake at the end of the day.
Exactly. It's like I said, it's probably one of my favorite events that we do throughout the year. So,
well, and last year we finally got involved with that, and we collected some toys and things like that. We jumped on the bandwagon and was able to actually get a lot of toys done. And so I hope we can do the same thing again this year, which we thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was. They had the room decorated, and just, hey, look, bring the kids in there, and they're like, hey, y'all can pick something, and they loved it. They absolutely loved it.
Y'all may not remember this, and you might, because you got connections to know this, but we're from Marshall
You
County.
don't apparently.
Right.
But did you ever know the Clydesdale Christmas store? Did you remember that? Either one of y'all that Budweiser used to do a long time ago in Marshall County?
I do not.
You don't remember that?
I do not.
They used to take up the whole National Guard Armory, 18-wheeler loads of bicycles.
Wow.
I remember that. And I think somehow I would like to be involved in helping bring that back to raise, money for kids in a community here and all that. And it was surrounding communities involved too. But I think that would be pretty cool. So
That is awesome.
That thing was pretty cool. But Ronnie Luther retired from Budweiser. And after he retired, a few years after, it kind of went away. And that was kind of his baby for, I think, about 20 years.
Wow, okay.
But they raised a lot of money. It was a big deal. They would have to start 3 months out putting together bicycles. And, oh, yeah, this was a big deal.
So it's big.
Yeah. It was a very big
awesome.
deal back in the day. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, this was a big deal. I mean, I even remember before I was in the beer business prior to this happening and going on. Wow. And so it was the line of people and the cars and the kids coming to shop, like you said. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. It was just super cool.
That is cool.
Super cool.
I had no clue. That's awesome.
So who knows what maybe we could get involved and turn this thing into something a lot bigger, So, and at the end of the day, that's what it's about for whether it's y'all or us, is giving back to the community and helping as much as we can to thrive and push along. Well, I can't thank you guys enough for coming in and all your hard work to keep the community safe. And I appreciate y'all for taking the time to come on this morning and talk with us on the show.
It was fun. We appreciate you having us. I definitely enjoyed
you
it.
didn't bring a dog.
we can bring one in.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
He's out in the car waiting patiently.
Yeah. I'm joking. I know they may not have been a good idea. I just like to give you a hard time.
Yeah, we could have made it work. You might have replaced a few things.
He would have scratched your leather chairs up a little bit, but
Heath would probably want him to because he complains about these chairs all the time.
I hate
you should have said something.
Let him in.
We could have.
Yeah.
He approved them when I sent him photos, but he complains every day now about them. So he probably would love for you to let the dog in.
Just leave Yarko in here unattended for 5 minutes, and you won't have to worry about it anymore.
That's right.
You'll need 4 new chairs.
That's right. Well, thank you guys for coming on. And if anyone listening to the podcast has a local police department, please reach out and help support them as much as you can. It means the world to these guys and gals out here keeping us safe in the community. And giving back is always a good thing when you can. We'll see you next week on another episode of Shootin' the Q.
If you have any comments or suggestions for future episodes, please feel free to reach out to us on our social media channels. Leave us a review if you've enjoyed the show. And until next time, keep shooting the Q.